Hi, this is Ryan with Cedar Studios Web Design. Today we're going to build a landing page very quickly using Astro, which is one of our favorite tools. It's a web framework that's very fast and very powerful. And CodeStitch, which is a component library with pure HTML and CSS components that are very nice, they're responsive, and they're specifically designed for small businesses. So the first thing we're going to do is build a new project. I'll copy this here, head into my developer folder, paste that, npm create Astro at latest. That will create an Astro project of the latest version. It's going to launch this installer. It's going to ask for a name, so we'll call it Astro-CodeStitch. We'll just build an empty project for now, and we'll hit install dependencies. This will take a minute to run. While it does, I just want to explain that this is not going to be a very in-depth Astro or CodeStitch tutorial. There's some good videos for that. I'll link a couple below this. But I'm just going to show you a proof of concept of how fast you can build a site using these tools. So once this gets done running, it's going to ask us if we want to use TypeScript in our project. Any second now. There it goes. I'll say yes. We're not going to use any today, but that's primarily what I use for development. And then I'm going to skip adding a Git repository. So this is all created now. I'm going to go into this project, and then I'm going to launch. So this has built a project for us. It's pretty bare bones right now with a few files in here, but the most important that we're going to be paying attention to today is the source folder, which has all the code we need to build a website. And then there's the special folder inside called Pages, which is going to contain each individual web page that we're using, and Astro is going to route these pages automatically. It's already built for us an index page. It looks like this. You can see some HTML boilerplate. There's just an H1 here that says Astro, so this should be pretty bare bones. So we'll just do npm start, which will launch a dev server for us. Go to this URL, and yep, you can see the H1 right here. Another feature of Astro files, which are basically just HTML files with a little extra, is that they have this YAML style front matter in which you can execute JavaScript code that's run before you build a static site, or that's run on the server if you have server-side rendering. So for instance, I could create a variable called sum, and it'll just equal 1 plus 2. And then down here, I could open up an h2 tag and call sum. And here you go. We have 3. So again, this isn't client-side JavaScript that's going to run on the website. If we wanted that, we could just add a script tag right here and add some JavaScript. But this is going to be run as you build a website. So this is great for pulling in data, pulling in components, anything you need. So the first thing we want to do is let's go ahead and strip this stuff out. We just have a blank website now. Well, we're going to want to go to CodeStitch and first find a Navbar. I'm just on a free account today, so you can see what's available to you before you sign up. So these are locked, but we have a couple options right here. There's one with a drop down, and then there's just kind of like a standard one. So let's go to this. We'll hit Git Code, and we'll see all the files I need to build. A really nice Navbar that's responsive and mobile friendly. So we have HTML, and that's going to place all of the components on, or all of the elements on the website. We've got CSS, which is going to style those elements. We have one called Core Styles. I should put this somewhere in my project, and it'll just give me access to things like colors, like primary colors. That's going to apply throughout the entire website. And then for this particular component, there's going to be some JavaScript because it's going to make a little hamburger button on the mobile menu that you click to open and close it. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this HTML and come in here to my index.astro file. Now I could just start pasting it here in the body, or we could take a more component-based approach to developing this, in which I would add a new folder in source called components, and a new file. I'll call it navbar.astro. And in here, I'll paste that HTML. If I come back here, I can again use this front matter to run JavaScript. So I'm going to import the navbar from components folder, navbar.astro. And that's going to import this thing at build time, so it's not going to slow down my website at all to import this. And these Astro files, even though it's just HTML, it's going to export itself as a component for me to use like this automatically. So here in the body, I can open a new tag and close it off just like a JSX React kind of component and hit save. And now if I come in here, I see my whole navbar. It's not styled yet because we haven't added that in, but you can tell that just by building out components in their own files, copy pasting them from CodeStitch, that was super easy. I can start just building these things like Lego blocks. I could have a hero component next, etc. So let's go ahead and finish this one out, and then we'll start with a hero component. So we need the styles next. I'm going to close these out for now and go to our CSS. I'll copy that. And now what I could do is I could add a new file that's index.css and split it up like that. Or I can go into my navbar, I can open up a style tag and put it all there. And what's great about Astro is that these styles are going to be scoped by default to navbar, this folder, or this file rather. And so in here, I'm going to go ahead and comment this out for now. If I hit save, I have a styled navbar. Some things are going to be a little off, right? There's this contact us button that seems to be invisible. The reason that is because I haven't copied these core styles yet. That's a CodeStitch thing. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this. And again, it says put it in a global style sheet. I could make a global style sheet in here, or I could just go into my index file and do the same thing. Just do a style tag, put it in there, and save it. Come back here and look. Now everything's styled. It has this nice orange color that's going to apply throughout the website. The font's a little off. It's the serif fonts, and I don't think that's set in here. So I'm just going to go ahead and do just a very simple font family system. That'll give me this nice sans serif font. Okay, so it was that easy to build a navbar component and style it and bring it into my website. Now you will notice this looks great on desktop or mobile, but this hamburger button isn't working. And that's because I haven't just copied this JSS anymore, or yet. So I can go back to my navbar and I can just simply do a script tag, paste it in there. TypeScript's going to yell at me a little bit because I have that configured for the project, but I come in here and now it's working. This script tag is also going to be scoped to the navbar file. So let's go ahead and let's start in here. I'll collapse this. Let's start building this hero, right? Same thing again. We're going to add a new file. We're going to call it hero.astro. I already picked one out from CodeStitch that I like. It's going to be this one. I'm going to hit get code. There's going to be the HTML, which I'm going to copy in now. I'll go ahead and do that. Copy it here, paste it, save. And then there's going to be some CSS. So I'll copy that, put that in the style tag. Oops. Paste it, save it. And then there's some core styles. Again, I don't need to recopy this because I already have this saved right here. So now my hero is about ready to go. I'll do command period, little VS Code trick to add the import and hit save. And there we go. Now I have a hero that's taking its orange color from my root styles right here. And everything's looking great so far. So I'm going to skip ahead and add a few more components, just copy and pasting from CodeStitch. And I'll see you back here in a second and just show you the full website. Okay, so now you can see in components, I've built a lot more components. I have pulled them in here in the front matter, and then I've put them down here. So if I scroll, I see I have a nice side-by-side, a little meet the team section, some pricing, some reviews, a call to action, and a footer. And that is how easy it is to build a landing page with Astro and CodeStitch. And in my next video, I'll show you some extra fun things like using JSX syntax within the Astro files down here, which is great for if you want to pull in data from a CMS or something like that. I'll talk about layouts in Astro and build more pages with you. But for now, I just wanted to show you a little bit about how fast you can build a landing page with Astro and CodeStitch.